2 weeks, 1,900 miles, 7 national parks, equals one incredible adventure. Sometimes your most unexpected adventures are your greatest adventures. You know what my favorite parts of this whole road trip and living in a van is so far? Waking up in the morning, stepping outside, and realizing that you're in the middle of nowhere. It's a pretty amazing feeling. After spending the day before in Arches, we drove north towards Canyonlands to find somewhere to camp for the night. Welcome to Canyonlands. This is day 3 of our national park road trip. And we're kind of like almost doing like one day focusing on different parks. Yes, there was Arches, today's Canyonlands, but I can see why this is called Canyonlands National Park, because it's literally a land of canyons. So I don't really want to be in much of a rush as we were yesterday with Arches. Like, we hiked like 15 miles yesterday. I think today we're kind of just going to take it easy, drive around the park, and I just want to do kind of like a nice hit of some different places at sunset for some photos and some video. But until then, I'm kind of just looking to just hang out and enjoy these incredible views. Living in a van, to me, is true freedom. Setting up camp in the middle of the desert, experiencing nature, it's pretty incredible. Canyonlands was all about peace and nature. After a long day of hiking in Arches National Park the day before, I just wanted to slow down for a bit. I'm not gonna lie, a few of these time-lapse spots were a little sketchy. This is Grand View. So, kind of drove down. This is the very end of the park, the very end of Canyonlands. You can drive the road all the way to the end. It's not like a full drive-through. So you kind of drive to the end and then drive back. But yeah, kind of just came out here to chill for a couple hours. Really, I'm waiting for the sun to get lower in the sky so the lighting gets a bit softer. Do some photography on our way back out of the park this evening. Still an incredible view. Got them snow-covered mountains in the background there, and this just blows my mind. Like, it's so high up here. The thing I want to say, like, about traveling is very exhausting. And even after only just 3 days of traveling, like, we did 12, 14 miles of hiking yesterday at Arches. So today I was just kind of like wiped out. I'm like, honestly, I kind of just want to chill for a bit most of the day. Kind of taking the views, soak it all in, and then maybe tonight do a couple short hikes this evening around sunset to see a few things. So I think you just got to pace yourself a little bit when you're traveling, because it does get quite exhausting after a while. This is truly like a magical landscape. Honestly, I feel like I'm in like a Martian landscape here. You know, I've always seen like photos and videos and stuff of that of like this part of the country, you know, growing up and everything, and honestly my whole life, but you can't really comprehend the scale until you're actually here. And honestly, after going to Arches yesterday and being in that park all day and really being blown away by how just beautiful it was in all the arches and the fantastic hiking, I didn't know how Canyonlands would compare to Arches. But first of all, like, the two are not comparable, but the scale of Canyonlands is just epic, and like, I'm not disappointed one bit. Like, this kind of reminds me of Colorado National Monument, but on a much larger scale. I mean, it's just way bigger. See, I feel like yesterday at Arches, It was the beginning of the trip, and I was kind of like focused on like doing as much as I possibly could in the amount of time that we had. That's why we hiked like 15 miles yesterday, because I wanted to see almost as much as I possibly could. Today I was kind of taking more of like a chill approach. Like I needed like a chill day to kind of just soak it in and kind of not wear myself out too much, because you do have to pace yourself while you're traveling. So I wanted to take like today to just relax, but still enjoy the park. If you're considering going to Arches or Canyonlands or deciding which one to go to, I'd say like I kind of feel like you need to go to both if you're out in the Moab area, because they're both incredible for completely different reasons. I mean, they're not really comparable to each other, like I said earlier. So I'd say you need to go to both, because they're both amazing in their own way. Alright, so I kind of want to make more sense of where we are. Obviously we're in Canyonlands National Park, but there are actually 3 different areas to the park. Island of the Sky, the Maze, and Needles. We're in Island of the Sky. So apparently Island of the Sky is like the more accessible part, like the most accessible part of the park. Needles is a little bit less accessible. And then the Maze apparently is like extremely remote, and you need like all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive vehicles to even really like go there. So that's kind of a quick explanation of, you know, where we are. This right here is exactly where we are right now, which is Grand View. Now the entrance is like all the way up there, so we're gonna drive back along this road and just kind of try to hit some of the spots on the way out, you know, by sunset. So that's the general plan for this evening. There's another pretty awesome view there. That is called a Candlestick Tower. And I feel like I've seen photos of this before somewhere in my life. I just never knew what it was called or even where it was at. I'm gonna try and get a bit closer and get a few shots of it here. Yep, so that's another pretty awesome one. I mean, honestly, this park is just filled with spectacular things of nature. Green River Overlook. This is our next stop. This is the Green River Overlook, which is because the Green River is down there in the bottom of the canyon. That plateau, kind of where that mesa over there is where we were earlier. That's where Grand View was. It's kind of get perspective of where we're at now. Gosh, just everywhere you go is just so expansive here. Just like the scale is just massive. Standing on the edge of these cliffs is actually like quite terrifying, because, you know, when you think about it, you're actually like basically only a couple steps from imminent death, essentially. But I always say, like, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling, because it really doesn't bother me to stand that close to a cliff edge. But I don't want to fall, because that would just be terrible. Would not be a good way for our road trip to end. Alright, so this is called Upheaval Dome, where we're going. Apparently there's some sort of like crater overlook up here. Again, I'm not really trying to hike too far, but this is only like 0.4 of a mile, so it shouldn't be too bad. First and second overlook. The first one's only 0.3 of a mile. I think we're just gonna do the first one, because we're still both pretty tired. I'm still pretty sore from yesterday. Like, we hiked so much Arches yesterday, so kind of just taking it easy. Wow. That's quite the crater there. I'm kind of curious as what like geological phenomenon developed that. According to the little information thing over there, they don't actually completely know what caused it, but I'd say the most likely scenario is that it was a meteorite. Especially because it kind of looks like a meteorite crater, but I have to lift it in the center. It's like, you know, kind of like an oval shape. So, wow, if it is a meteor, that's the first one I've ever seen. Never seen an impact crater before. But it does kind of look like it. That's pretty impressive. Alright, I think this might be our final stop of Canyonlands. I've been waiting. Mesa Arch. Anyway, I've seen like tons of photos of Mesa Arch on Instagram. And I actually didn't know it was like here before. I just knew it was a place. But we're gonna go check it out. And now let's slow down a bit. Earlier we drove by here like 4 or 5 hours ago when we came in, and this parking lot was just packed. So the sun setting, I think it's gonna be a nice one. So it's actually a lot smaller than I thought, but I'm gonna go over there and see if I can get some different shots. So I don't know if like we're not supposed to do this or anything, but I'm gonna walk across it because it's very accessible. The ones arches yesterday were not at all, but oh my gosh, check this out. This drop right here.
Do it.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Let's do it. We're doing it. I'm walking across Mesa Arch. This is so freaking cool. Check out this view behind me. Oh my gosh. Wow. When I first came up to it, I thought like, oh wow, it looks really small. Way smaller than I thought, but it's actually pretty good size once you get up here and see these views out here. That's incredible. Alright, well that's it for Mesa Arch. That was really cool actually. Really amazing views. We got a good time of day as well. Close to the sunset, and it was right before the clouds rolled in. And now you're not getting that amazing light from the sun, so that worked out perfectly. That's it for Canyonlands though. We're gonna head out now. The sun's almost setting, the kind of weather is gonna turn a little weird now. It's getting really cloudy. But I give it a big thumbs up of approval. Just like arches, you know. I kind of had my expectations set pretty high from that yesterday, but this was just as cool, I would say. Anyway, we had to start our nightly expedition of finding somewhere to sleep for the night in the van, which is always an adventure, but we're going to check out a place. We might actually stay at an actual like proper campground tonight, but a town called Green River, just because the last 2 nights we like done free camping and it just took us like a while to find a spot, so it's just a bit easier that way. We're just enjoying sunset here. Thought maybe I was going to light up the canyon a bit more, but it didn't quite do that, but it is lighting up my face quite nicely. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy and want to see more of our National Parks road trip, then definitely subscribe to my channel so you can see the rest of the series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. In the next episode of the National Park Road Trip series. Yes, hello, and welcome to Capitol Reef National Park. Check out this like mini arch cave thing. That's really cool. To watch the rest of the series, subscribe to my channel below.